Good morning, respected judges.
Dr. Harshvardhan, can you tell us your free paper number, please? Just we need to note that down.
Yeah, F2339.
2339.
Yeah.
Previous speaker didn't tell us that time. We'll get it. Okay. Please continue. Sorry.
Dr. Kumadini and Dr. Sunita, the previous paper is free paper is 84.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, respected judges. My topic is artificial intelligence and Wolfram language in papilledema. There are no financial interests. We have contributors in the form of neurology paper. There was an article published in New England Journal of Ophthalmology of Medicine in 2020 about using artificial intelligence for diagnostic purpose, like to detect papilledema from ocular fundus findings, especially for neurophysicians. However, the paper did not include any other further parameters, and whether visual acuity will improve or not after papilledema, or will it go down, depends on various other parameters, including to confirm the papilledema, confirm the visual disruption, the progress of disruption, and to confirm if atrophy is already setting in. So we have been using visual field like perimetry as a parameter, and many times it has been shown in various papers that there is a significant correlation between visual field sensitivity loss and the grade of papilledema, as well as the disc photographs. Visual loss is a huge issue, as you also saw in the previous paper. Like one of the papers says that 24% of people show blindness after such an episode. The risk factors for visual loss include male gender, systemic hypertension, anemia, black race, younger age, obesity, higher opening pressures, severe papilledema, and significant vision loss at presentation. The timeliness of surgery is very important, because we should know that there is a loss of neurons that is occurring. And if it could be diagnosed earlier at the stage of evaluation itself, then we can do timely surgery. We normally perform the transconjunctival approach for optic nerve fenestration. However, there are other surgeries like VP shunt and also medical management. So our purpose was to study conventional artificial intelligence tools in papilledema versus Wolfram language analysis for predicting the outcome of treatment. The methods we saw 291 eyes of papilledema over the last 5 to 6 years, and there was with early vision loss, and they were analyzed by conventional versus Wolfram language, and there was multiple regression analysis that was performed. So we included pictures like these, where pre-op and post-op images on the OCT were included, pre-op, post-op 1 month images. This is the artificial intelligence module in which we put the optic disc photographs for machine learning, and the machine gives us the answers in terms of whether it is improving or going worse. For example, this is an unclassified picture which shows the disc findings in multiple patients. However, when we do segmentation, we can easily note that some of the blood vessels are getting lost as the papilledema grows, and therefore we can grade it into grade 1 to 4. In that order. This is another picture where we saw the vessels disappearing as the papilledema progressed. This is Harlake's entropy, which talks about texture features of the retina. It talks about commotion in the retina. So when these parameters are also included in the artificial intelligence software, where we see that the retinal commotion increases as the papilledema progresses, and as it decreases, the retinal nerve fibers they appear more clearly. These are the features for the optic disc. We know the Frisson classification of papilledema. However, what we included were the top 10 indices in prognostication, including vessel discontinuity index, obscuration around the disc margin, nasal to temporal ratio, vessel discontinuity index to disc proximity, area of the largest region, and about up to 10 different parameters for optic disc evaluation. Now, this is the Wolfram language. Now, it's a unique engine which uses algorithms to do analysis, answers our questions, and generates reports with its intelligent software based on algorithms. And then this further increases our prediction level and success and guidance and guides success along with the conventional tools. This is the website which we used for doing the calculation, Wolfram Mathematica. So basically we selected cases and then analyzed the success who were treated. And secondly, we also selected cases in which we had suggested treatment, but they denied treatment. And there were other cases which were treated, but they failed in spite they were done in spite of the algorithms suggesting failure. So we tested all three possibilities, and we also included dynamic retinal pulsations in the Wolfram software. Fractional dimensional analysis was also included, in which various quadrants of the optic disc are taken, and they are analyzed for pre and post treatment features. This is in which we graded from grade 0 to grade 5. These are further pictures of pre and post-op optic disc, and these are Brooks membrane pictures, which shows indentation when the papilledema increases and it flattens out when it decreases. Apart from that, we used images from VEP, DTI, and color choroidal folds, as well as color vision changes to add to the software. So ultimately, we got 89% sensitivity and 82% specificity with the conventional algorithm. With Wolfram, we got 84%, and combined, we got 90%. There have been other features of machine learning used so far, but nobody has used this software so far to predict outcomes. So the answer is that if you can give the prediction through the software, we can get good success rate up to 90%. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Harshvardhan.
Yes.
Dr. Kumadini, Dr. Sunita, any comments that you have? I had a question. Is this particular software, you've looked at it only in terms of predicting outcomes, but quite often you have issues in predicting, in distinguishing between, say, papilledema versus pseudopapilledema, or early papilledema versus probably a normal crowded disc kind of thing. Does the Wolfram language look at that as well, or is it that you already diagnose papilledema and then the language software takes over, the machine learning takes over?
Yes, sir. So we have fed all possible possibilities of suspicious discs. So it included actual papilledemas, drusen, crowded discs, and many others. And when clinical findings were obviously the main thing that we started off with. Actually, we had presented the initial part of the paper last year with the clinical findings, but with the software included now, this is a new paper altogether, which includes digital tensor imaging, color vision, choroidal folds, and even the clinical findings, including the, as you said, crowded disc. So we had some slides on that also, where we could show the drusen and we could enter into the software that this is not true papilledema. So all that included, then the software starts predicting the outcomes in a better way. And we are collaborating with other international doctors also, who are providing us with these images, so that we get a more globalized outcome from this software. So it's actually in the patent phase, but so that's why we cannot reveal so many things at the same time.
Okay.
But obviously, it is giving us 90% accuracy, and that is why we are very.
Dr. Kumadini has a question.
Yeah, I have a question. You
Yes,
said
ma'am.
you did the diffuser tensor imaging, DTI. So which segment of the optic nerve you study the DTI?
The orbital part, madam.
But we have the main edema at the disc head.
Yes, madam. But the sheath also shows thickening on DTI. It shows enhancement.
DTI only shows the fibers, white matter
Yes.
fibers, not the sheath at all. It's
Yes,
a white
ma'am.
matter packing, and isotropia of the water molecule you study in that.
Yes, madam.
So it's very difficult to study the intraocular part of the
No,
optic
it
nerve.
shows the, madam, it
But
shows
in
the,
intraorbital itself, it's so difficult. We have done a study, but it's difficult to do it.
yeah, madam, I have the image of that also on my laptop. It shows the disc part, which is projecting into the globe, as well as the,
Difficult to do. It's so small. And where you put the ring, because not the whole nerve you can study at one time. It takes long. At a particular segment, you put the ring and you study the anisotropia over
Yes.
there. So in the intraocular part, which is so small, where you could put the...
actually,
Because
madam,
intraorbital, it is so difficult, then intraocular would be much more difficult, I think so.
I
agreed,
would-
madam. Actually, the contributions were made by multiple, including the neurologists. So those
Okay.
images were
Yeah, but
provided by the
neurologist-
neurologists.
Discuss with your radiologist which part you study, okay?
I'll ask Dr. Sunita, maybe she has a question. Dr.
No,
Sunita,
sir.
you have
I
it.
think it's already time.
Thank you. I think our time is up on that. Thank you very much to the presenters and to my co-judges as well. Thank you.